Dear students, welcome back. I am here with the next illustration under Stores Ledger account. So illustration number 11. From the following information, prepare Stores Ledger account as per LIFO method. On 1/1/2019, that is 1st January 2019, opening stock 400 units at rupees 6 each. On 4th January 2019, purchases 200 units at rupees 6 rupees 60 paise each. On 10th January 2019, purchases 300 units at rupees 7.20. That means 7 rupees 20 paise. On 22nd January 2019, purchases 540 units at rupees 7 rupees 50 paise. On 3rd January 2019, issues 300 units. On 8th January 2019, issues 200 units. On 15th January 2019, issues 250 units. On 27th January 2019, issues 350 units. On 29th January 2019, issues 100 units. See, in this problem, he has given opening stock in first line, and later he has given all purchases. Like it might be on 4th January or 10th January or 22nd January. Clear? And thereafter, from 3rd January, he has given all issues. 3rd January, 8th January, 15th January, 27th January and 29th January were issues. So, apart from this, on 20th January, return to stores 50 units. So, which was issued on 8th January. So, on 20th January, there is a returns to stores. So, that means to some department, from the department, we have issued a material. So, out of which 50 units has came back to us, returned to us, so which was issued on 8th January. That means, so we have to consider the price of 8th January. So on 31st January, stock verification revealed a shortage of 30 units. So there was a shortage of 30 units which was revealed by the stock verification which was conducted on 31st January. So with this above information, with this entire information, we are supposed to prepare a stores ledger account under last in first out method. Under last in first out method. So now open with the heading stores ledger account under LIFO method. That means last in first out. So take down name of the material. There is no any information related to the name of the material. There is no code number 2, but it is your duty to enter code number. So then description of the material. So after that, go to maximum level, minimum level and reorder level. So now it is a time to open stores ledger account. So open the stores ledger account. So first column is date. Yes, second column is receipts. Under that GRN, quantity, rate and amount. So after this, we are moving towards issues column. Again, issues column will have sub 4 columns, that is MRN, quantity, rate and amount. And at last, the balance column. So balance column will have 3 sub columns, that is quantity, rate and amount. So now let us solve the problem. Let us find the solution for the given problem. On 1st January 2019, so there were no any receipts. There were no any issues. So there was only a opening stock. So GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, amount also nil under receipts. Under issues, MRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. So then go to the balance column. What was the total number of units has been given as a opening stock? That is 400 units at rupees 6 each. So 400 into 6, that comes to 2400 rupees. It is the opening balance which has been given in the problem. On 3rd January 2019, there was issue. So then all the receipts sub-columns is a nil. So GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, amount nil. Under issues, MRN nil, but quantity is, what is the number of units we are issuing? 300 units. So 300 into 6, that comes to 1800 rupees. So then the balance is 100 units at rupees 6. So that comes to 600 rupees. So now on 4th January 2019, there was a purchase of 200 units at rupees 6 rupees 60 paise per unit. So now calculate, so quantity 200 units into 6 rupees 60 paise, that comes to 1320 rupees. So now issues column, MRN nil, quantity nil, rate also nil, and amount also nil. Go to the balance column. So take down 100 units, that is at the rate of 6 rupees. So total amount 600 rupees. In the same way, 200 units at rupees 6.60. So that comes to 1320 rupees. So after that, we are further moving towards next date, that is 8th January 2019. So what had happened on 8th January? 8th January, there was a issues. Okay, so receipts column, GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. Under issues, MRN is also nil, but quantity issued on 8th, it is 200 units. So 200 units, 6 rupees 60 paise. Why I am taking 6 rupees 60 paise? Because we are following LIFO basis, that is last in first out. So in previous date, which is at the bottom, the balance column, bottom item should be issued first. So if you look like that, so look at the problem on 4th January 2019. So in balance column, 200 units were there at rupees 6.60. So that same stock has been issued on 8th January 2019. So 200 units at rupees 6.60. So amount comes to 1320. So the balance left over on 8th January is 100 units at rupees 6 per unit, 600 rupees. After 8th January, so we are moving further on 10th January. So what had happened on 10th January? So there was a purchase on 10th January, correct? So how many units they have purchased? 300 units. So which has to be recorded in the receipt side of the store's ledger account. So GRN nil, quantity 300 units, rate per unit is 7 rupees 20 paise, and the amount comes to 2160 rupees. So issues column, MRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. But when you go to the balance column, 100 units at rupees 6, so that is 600 rupees, and 300 units at rupees 7 rupees 20 paise per unit, that comes to 2160 rupees. So next we are further moving towards 15th January 2019. So receipts column nil, because on 15th January there was a issue. So that is why receipts GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. But issues, how many units we are supposed to issue? 250 units. So then we have to issue the last in, so which is at the bottom on 10th January, because I'm solving on 15th January. Immediate previous date is 10th January. So the bottom is 300 units at rupees 7.20. So out of that only I'm issuing now 250 units. So under issues MRNL quantity 250 units at rupees 7.20 per unit. So rate of unit, that is 7.20. So 250 into 7.20, that amount comes to 1,800 rupees. So the balance is 100 units at rupees 600, and out of 300 I have issued 250 units. So left out is 50 units at rupees 7.20. So at rupees 7.20, 360 rupees. So next we are further moving on to 20th January 2019. So what had happened on 20th January? There was a return to stores entry. There was a return to store entry. So from some department have sent the material back to the stores, which was issued on 8th January. So which was issued on 8th January. So which has to be reflected as a receipt now, which has to be reflected as receipt. Why receipt? Because I am receiving it back to the stores. Correct? I am receiving it back to the stores. So under GRN column, write down issued on 8th January. That is, return to store issued on 8th January. So under quantity, how many units there it has been returned? 50 units. So 50 into 6.60. So the amount comes to 330 rupees. So amount is 330 rupees. So issues, MRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. So then what is the balance? So balance, copy the 15th January balance as it is, that is 100 units at rupees 600, 50 units at rupees 7.20. So that comes to 360 rupees. At the same time, other 50 units at rupees 6.60, 330 rupees. So this is the entry for 20th January 2019, return to stores. So next on 22nd January 2019, so there was a receipt, there was a purchase of 540 units. So GRN nil, quantity 540 units, then rate was 7.50. So 540 into 7.50, 4,050 rupees. So issues, MRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. Go to the balance column. 100 units at rupees 600, 50 units at rupees 7.20, 360 rupees, 50 units at rupees 6.60, 330 rupees, and this, that is on 22nd January, whatever we have received, 540 units at rupees 7.50, 4,050 rupees. So we are done with the entry for 22nd January 2019. We are further moving on to the 27th January 2019. So which there was a issue. So then on receipt side, GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. Under issues, MRN column is also nil, but we have issued 350 units. So under issues, quantity column 350 units at rupees 7.50. So the amount comes to 2,625. 2,625 is the amount. So the balance will be 100 units at rupees 600 rupees, 50 units at rupees 7.20, 360 rupees, 50 units at rupees 6.60, 330 rupees, 90 units at rupees 7.50, 675 rupees. So on 31st January 2019, receipt side, GRN nil, quantity nil, rate nil, and amount also nil. So why? because there was no any receipts, there was no any issues. But you might wonder then why we are calculating for 31st January. So on the year end, 31st January, on the month end, there was a stock verification held. So in that stock verification, there is a shortage of 30 units. So under issues, any shortage, that is subject matter, it should be recorded under issues column. So MRN, write down shortage, and quantity 30 units, and at the rate 7.50 under LIFO, that is last in first out principle, 7.50. So the balance is, that amount is 225 rupees. So now go to the balance column. 100 units at rupees 6 per unit, 650 units at rupees 7.20, that comes to 360. 50 units at rupees 6.60, that comes to 330 rupees. Then we have a 60 units at rupees 7.50, 450 rupees. So this is the solution. So now we are supposed to calculate closing stock under working note. So open the working note, calculation of closing stock. Open a small table, quantity, rate and amount. So under quantity 100, rate is at rupees 6. So our amount column, that is 600 rupees. 50 units, 7 rupees 20 paise per unit, 360 units. Then 50 units, 6 rupees 60 paise, 330 rupees. Then 60 units, 7.50 rate. So the amount comes to 450 rupees. So when you add the entire thing, that comes to closing stock 260 units. That is 100 plus 50 plus 50 plus 60. So which comes to 260 units, and the value comes to 1740 rupees. How? That is 600 plus 360 plus 330 plus 450 rupees. So that comes to 1740 rupees, the value of closing stock. So okay, so here we have done the problem. So with the regular adjustment, so it was not too complicated adjustment, or it was not like that, because there was only two adjustment. One, return to stores from the department, and another adjustment was there was a shortage of stock. Other than normal entries only we have done. So normal calculation only we have done. Okay, so I'm done with this illustration. So I'll be back with the next illustration. Until then, take care. See you soon. Bye bye.